And I'm back, and today we'll be making a video introducing something to the world. And God wants me to give an example how prayer works. Uh, so I'm going to be giving one example you've seen in the news, and then there's two other examples that personal, and the third is going to help affect the world. So on prayer. So effective prayer of the righteous. So the Georgia Guidestones, right, they were destroyed. And it's about being obedient. I think it was in 2022. So the night before, God said, I want you to, when you go to your what do you call it, Bible study, I want you to have the person leading the Bible study pray this at the end of the Bible study. It's something out of Daniel, right? And the dude name was Christian, and he was 24 at the time. And the reason why he had the guy Christian pray it, because the one who actually set up the Georgia Guidestone was R.C. Christian, a fake Christian. So God was like, how this person pray this prayer out of Daniel? And then 7 hours later, it's like 7 or 8 hours later, the Georgia Guidestones was destroyed. Yeah, that's something that if you guys want to check out, you can. I would help be part of that. Collective prayers, destroy a symbol of the elite's power. Now, I've had 6 aides, right? One was a male. And after the first, one of the aides left, right? I was like, because when I was completely isolated, I prayed to God. I said, Lord, can you send a very hot aide to talk to? Just to talk to. Because the other one before that was kind of like a sister. And I was like, Lord, I would like to look at some eye candy, a really hot, a very hot aide. So, I forgot about that. I went. So, God, what do you call it? He allowed it to happen. So, now this is where he said, be careful what you pray for, right? So the first one, right? Well, actually, yeah, after this, yeah. No, I had seven. I had seven. I had 7 aides, right? Yeah, 7. There were two. There were two older women, right? And then about like the third or fourth, right? They were very, like, they looked like models. The first one was like Coke bottle figure, looked like a model. And then the fourth one, she was like a slim, thick model, homeopathy chick. I mean, I'm talking about weight look. And she was the one who basically said, I told you about her. Like, it's like offering, like, you can get this. So the aid that I have now, right? So I remember God, like, you gotta watch what you pray for, Chad. Because I sent, you just asked to have some eye candy to look at. Very, very attractive. So the aid that I have now, before she came, I was like, Lord, send somebody that actually needs to be here. Send somebody that needs to be here. Right? Send somebody that needs to be here. So the aid that I have now, to confirm it, she needs to be here. But not only that, to show how God works. So like my dad, he likes to work, right? He likes doing what he does, right? So he goes to the store. He likes his job. He's like, I never want to retire. He likes doing what he's doing. The aide that I have, right? This, the aide that I have, right? Of course, you never seen her before. She lives right above where my dad works. Yeah, she lives right above where my dad works, and she needed to be here, because I am Chad the Light, even though I am where I am. Have to shine the light, shine the light. But yeah, she needed to be here. So yeah, those are three. Yeah, that's the example of how prayer right, the effective prayers of a righteous person availeth much. So like, yeah, Chad, you need to watch what you say. You asked for a model looking like Abe, and I sent two. Like one was a Coke bottle figure, and then the other was a Slim Thick. And the other one, like I said, the other one was like Slim Thick one would say, you can get this. I told you. She's like, oh, don't you want some like, tight wet pussy? Pee, a tight wet pee. I just said, it went more. But so he wants me to decree and declare something. Like I get to be the first. I mentioned this before about the monogamous relationship stuff, but I want you to decree it because something happened, and I want you to decree it. It was on the first day of Pisces, and I'll tell you about this after I decree. He wants everybody to see. So all right. And God hears me. God hears me. And then I'm going to tell you something out after this. It says, being born under 34 celestial bodies during Passover, I get to declare and decree on the second day of Pisces, February 20th, 2025, the message of the monogamous enlightened marriages will be heard/seen among all 34 elite universities in the world. According to 1 Corinthians 1:27 and Jeremiah 31:22. If you want to check that in the interlinear Bible, you can. You will know what exactly I'm talking about. So yes, I just decreed and declare it. I'm partnering with heaven, and it has just been decreed and declared. Now, I don't know when exactly it's going to manifest into the physical realm, but things are in action because I decreed and declared it. God wanted me to talk about it. Now, after that, God pointed something out to me. I got rebuked by somebody. Got rebuked. So there was a person that I've been saying whenever I'll talk to somebody or whatever, I said, God's going to heal me, right? God's going to heal me. God's going to heal me. And there was this person that said, Chad, you need to stop saying God's going to heal you and say, Chad, you are healed. And I went back and forth with this person. And then last week, God brought another person to me and said, oh, Chad, you need to stop saying you need to stop saying you're going to be healed and say you are healed. And then I asked, can you give me an example? And the person gave me an example. And then, like the next day, God gave me, next day or a couple of days later, God gave me an example. He was like, Chad, if I said, in Genesis it says, let there be light. He's like, now, Chad, if I said there's going to be light, there's going to be light, there's going to be light, it's like I'm kicking the can down the road. And if I kept on saying there's going to be light, there will be no light. Like every time you say you're going to be healed or you're going to be married, you are kicking the can down the road. So he was like, Chad, you need to stop saying you're going to be healed and you're healed and just leave it right there. He's like, Chad, you are married. Leave it right there. He's like, Chad, you are wealthy. Leave it right there. And now he's like, now just wait until it manifests into the physical realm at the right time. And then he was like, this was also on the first day of, Pisces. Like, Chad, go through the Book of Tobit. So, I got Substance X on, the rough draft on, July 23rd. Yeah, July 23rd, 2024. It was the 17th of Tammuz, and that's connected to Zechariah 8:19, the fourth part. So when he said like the first day of Pisces, February 19th, he was like, go check out Tobit. And now he's like, because I'm connected, my life is connected to the Bible, and like, certain patterns, and also certain patterns in stars. Like, it talks about God shows signs in the sun, moon, and stars. So that's the reason why I mentioned Pisces and the Mazzaroth and stuff. I'm not the only one, but I know I am. So there might be others on the other side. And since I'm part of the natural seed of Abraham, and the spiritual seed, which I want you to look at the Book of Tobit. So he'll like Tobit, and then the Book of Tobit became blind at 62. So like, chat, how many months have been going? I told you go back to church, and there's that big old rainbow. And as of February 19th, it's been 62 months. Like, do you see the correlation, 62? And, the chosen people are represented by the moon. It's like, so, 62. 60. Okay. Also, substance X has 27 ingredients. If you know anything about 27, it represents the candlelight. Yeah, so, like the menorah, candlelight. Yeah, so it represents the candlelight. Like the menorah, candlelight. And to bring help, healing, and all like that, help raise the life expectancy. Like I said, yeah, it's gonna help change the world. So that's one. It's 27 ingredients. So yesterday, on the 19th, it said go through the Book of Tobit, and since I'm kind of connected to that, remember the story how Tobit helped his dad with his blindness, he caught the fish with Archangel Raphael's help, and also, like I said, the reason why I'm able to get all this wisdom, because God's helped me with like the whole Archangel Raphael. So I went through the story, and when Tobias caught the fish, he took out liver, heart, and gallbladder. And God was like, you need to get some bile. And along with substance X, which is 27 ingredients, you need to start taking bile. So I got me some bile. And it was like, Chad, remember that woman I told you about? you know how Tobias was, what do you call it? Tobias married, I think her name was Sarah, and he talked about from the foundations of the world. Like, Chad, the woman I have for you that you're gonna marry, I was like, oh, the really hot one that you told me about. When I say hot, inside and out. I remember God saying inside specifically first. She was like, she's beautiful inside first. I guess when I say like her character and all like that, her, 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 her. And then he was like, the outside is beautiful too. I was like, yeah. He was like, I've had her, like the position, like whoever she is, like from since the foundations of the world, like the woman you're gonna marry, because there's a position, right? It's like, I have this position for you, Chad. Position for you, and the woman's gonna feel it, and the woman that's gonna feel it is that type of woman. Now he'll like, you get to introduce the monogamous. Now he's like, look, because you're the first at introducing something, you're not allowed to have intercourse with a woman until I bring you your wife. Because if you do, you forfeit. And when I say intercourse, either intercourse or, either in the mouth or whatever, like you forfeit your privileged status, go to somebody else because of how you were born. And he'll like, no, like, you're not the only one. I think there might probably be somebody else too who's gonna talk about this, but I don't know it myself. So I just lost my train of thought. But he's like, one of the reasons why is because you're going to be example to one of the 144,000. And for them, it's going to even be stricter. Like to be 144,000, you have to be, well, they're going to have like all these powers, but you can never lie. You can never have intercourse with a woman. So for the person introducing something first, it's always depending on what it is, how high you go, the stricter it is. So like, yeah. And like I said, this is going to change the world. It's going to affect the elite, quote, quote, elites, and, the top of the family of mountains. Like I said, on 12/12/2022, I remember God saying, sex magic is a counterfeit. And probably later, I don't know if I did, but like talk about the actual benefits of what comes along, the actual benefits that come along with it. Like I think I mentioned one before, but yeah, God showed me a number of things. So basically, it is literally heaven manifesting down here on earth. You know how God says, let thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Now some people might say, oh, well, there's no, what do you call it, physical intimacy in heaven. Well, that might be true, but we're talking about what God put Adam down here on earth for, right? To, what do you call it, influence the earth. And down here on earth, there's something Adam, the male and female, had before the fall that they lost. And I am one of the first to help get you introduced it. Reintroduce it. You're like, so, yeah. just letting y'all know about that. And I'll talk about a little bit later. But like I said, they wanted me to mention that. I'll talk to y'all later. But yeah, I forgot what to say. So like the number 28, like what do you call it? Number 28 is reason why it's 28 ingredients is because of timing, Chad. 7 times 4. It's like perfect timing. And like I said, it's gonna reach the 4 corners of the world, both the monogamous thing, we call it monogamous, like marriages, that's gonna be seen all throughout the world, and substance X and things that come after is gonna influence the whole world to display Jesus' glory. His let his will be manifest down here on earth, and for it to be seen by the masses. Like it is time. All right, talk to y'all later.